Welcome, everybody, to the 24-hour horror-a-thon. I think it is the sixth round of it. I lose count every single time, but I think it's six. People are probably rolling in with ads and StreamYard being delayed, but hello to anyone watching the playback at this moment, and everyone else will see you in about 30 seconds once it starts to catch on. But yeah, excited to do another round of the 24-hour horror-a-thon this weekend and to have my co-host, Daijah, here with us tonight. So let's start with Daijah. If you want to introduce yourself to the group, your channel is also linked down below. So everyone make sure to go check it out and subscribe, and maybe just talk about what you typically do on your channel, what kind of books you like, and what you're going to be reading tonight.
Okay, hi, my name is Daijah. My channel is Daijah's Book World, and I make I feel like the typical booktube content, but I've been really on a reading vlog roll this year, which has been really good for me because I've been wanting to be a reading vlog girly for since I started my channel, and I could never the vlogs would always just never make it to the end. But I finally am doing a lot of reading vlogs, and I read mostly thrillers, horror, and romance, mostly horror this year. And I think today to start, I'm going to do the group book is what I'm going to start with.
Oh, good. For anyone who isn't aware, this is our group book. This is Where We Talk Things Out by Caitlin Marceau, which I will also be reading tonight. And it's very short, so might be able to finish it all. Yeah, you pack a lot in your reading blogs too. You always do so many books. I'm like, you're killing it.
Thank you.
But yeah, let us know as everyone else is joining what you're going to be reading tonight, whether you're reading the buddy read with us or something else, or even if you're not doing the 24-hour horror-a-thon, you're just here to hang out and read. You can let us know what you'll be reading. I actually don't even really remember what this is about. I haven't.
Me either.
I'm just like, okay, everyone says it's good, and I read the synopsis one time, so it's going to be a surprise.
Yeah, no. One of my friends was trying to convince me to read it the other day, and I was like, okay, but I have to wait.
We'll get to it all right now. Hello. Thanks for joining us. About to read Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. Nice. Her Majesty's Royal Coven. Haven't heard of that one.
Me either.
Oh, I almost picked up Southern Book Club's Guide today. Be reading the buddy read and no idea after that. Oh, yeah. Do you have any other books on your TBR that you're hoping to get to in the 24 hours?
Yes, I have a couple. Let me see. I have the audiobook for A House at the Bottom of a Lake, and I feel like that is like a classic, and I don't know why I haven't read it yet. And then besides that, I have like a lot of options, but I don't know what. I'm gonna kind of just mood read it. But I also have And Then I Woke Up, the one with the pink cover. I have that one
Yeah.
physically, so I might read that one because I
Yeah.
have it physically. Might as well knock it off my TBR.
Yeah. Those are both really quick reads, so those would both be really good. I'm looking at 19 Claws and a Blackbird, the new Augustina Bazterrica, the author of Tender as the Flesh short story collection. I think it's called
Yeah.
19 Claws and a Blackbird. It's such a weird title. I probably get them mixed up, but I think I'm going to try to read that one as well because it's only like 170-ish pages, I think, of short stories, and maybe also some short stories from Moonflowers and Nightshade, which is an anthology collection put together by Samantha Kolesnik. And I don't really know many of the authors who are in this, so no one in particular is standing out. But if I have time, I'll try to get to some of that too, because that's been on my shelves for way too long. Starting the buddy read in the first sprint. Nice. Love Southern Book Club's Guide. Give it 5 stars.
I love that one.
I was the odd one out on this. I'm the odd one out with all of Grady Hendrix. I'm just like,
This one's my favorite, Grady Hendrix.
I know everyone loves it. So everyone else, you'll have a great time with it. For some reason, I just can't click with his writing. Did you read the new one, the How to Sell a Haunted House?
I did, and I liked that one, but it wasn't my favorite. Like, it was fun, but I was like, Grady, what are we doing here?
Yeah, with the, well, I don't know if it's a spoiler or not. I've just heard people talk about it, but the character who's
Yeah, I was like, okay, Grady, well, we're really going there with this book.
I'm afraid that I'm going to have to read it because I'm thinking about doing the whole like read the Goodreads
Mm-hmm.
category at the end of the year with either horror, mystery, and thriller, depending on what I'm more interested in. I'm like, I know that's going to be in the horror category.
Yeah, but it has really good grief representation.
Well, that's good because I
Yeah.
do really enjoy that.
Yeah, I feel like that's why I like the first half more, because the first half is more like about grief, and I've never really seen it represented this way, because it's about like people and their parents die, so like they have to deal with all their affairs and like all of that, which I haven't seen before in a book.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, if I get around to having to read it, I will not hate it at least. That's my bar for Grady Hendrix. If I can at least not hate it, then it was fine. I'm starting some King short stories for Night Shift. Nice. I think 1922 is in that one, maybe. I don't know. There's so much.
There's too many.
Reading the buddy read and finishing The Other Family tonight. Nice. Tempted to continue reading The Only One Left. I'll be reading the buddy read, though. I read the first chapter and I'm intrigued. Good. Hello. Reading the buddy read and hope I can get it all read tonight. I think we'll be able to. It looks like it's going to be a quick one. Reading vlogs are superior. They're so fun. Feels like hanging out with friends. Yeah, I agree. I'm really glad the reading vlog era is still going. I was a little worried that it was going to go away. I don't know. It just felt like they had such a peak for so long and booktube changes in waves,
Yeah.
you know? I was like, oh, are they going to disappear? But
I hope not.
yeah, I think we still got a couple years at least. Someone will figure out something cool to do next. Finishing What Moves the Dead and then jumping into the buddy read. Hello. Can't remember either. I'm assuming they will be talking about something. I mean, that's got to be. It's in the title, so they're going to talk some things out somewhere. Hello. Finishing up How to Sell a Haunted House and then moving on to The Whispers by Ashley Audreyne. Ooh, Dead 11. I've been intrigued by that one. It has a really cool cover. How to Sell a Haunted House was good, but it's long. It does look long. I really like the grief metaphors and How to Sell a Haunted House. Well, that is the one thing that will intrigue me to read that book and the haunted house aspect of it because I like haunted houses. But
it's not really a haunted house.
oh,
the thing that you've heard everybody talk about, it's really that is haunted and not the house.
How are you going to call a book? How are you going to put a haunted house in the title and not make it about a haunted house?
No, literally, I was like, okay, well, this is a different direction than I thought.
This is what I mean. Me and Grady, we just don't get along. How to Sell a Haunted House is my first Grady Hendrix, and I'll read more of his backlist. Cleansing my soul and reading rom-coms for the rest of the summer. We all need that sometimes. T. Kingfisher is a must-read author for me. I love her so much. I just finished Nettle and Bone and loved it. Same. Happy for you, Jake.
Love that for you, because the two that I've read, not a fan.
Same. Which ones have you read from her?
The Hollow Places and What Moves the Dead.
Yeah, those are the same two I've read. And
oh my god, The Hollow Places was not good. I'm sorry.
No.
I could see maybe What Moves the Dead. I could get it, but I just don't think I like that twist.
Yeah.
Because I've read the twist elsewhere in
What Moves the Dead?
book, and I didn't like it.
The twist on What Moves the Dead?
Yeah.
I DNF that book.
Oh, well, apparently it's not a twist because it's like on the cover, but you know, it's very like mushroomy.
Okay.
And there's another book.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And I didn't like that one either.
Oh, I did like that one.
I didn't. But The Hollow Places, that one was just bad. I'm sorry, but no.
It's the same thing I have kind of with Grady Hendrix of when things get a little too silly goofy.
Yeah.
And it's like, I know you're trying to be silly goofy, but it's not my brand of silly goofy.
Yeah. I see that. I feel like Grady Hendrix is so camp, and The Hollow Places was not camp. I don't know what was going on in there.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know. Just eclectic, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, they do think it's the house that's haunted for a bit and are worried they can't sell it because of that, to be fair.
Yeah, it's true, but I think that's why everybody talks about the other part of it, because it's not really a haunted house.
Yeah. I didn't even read the synopsis for the buddy read. I saw it was compared to Darling Rose Gold, and that was enough for me to pick it up.
I never heard
Interest
that.
I didn't either. I haven't read that one, though.
Me either. I just know it's like about, isn't
Gypsy
it like that case, Gypsy Rose?
Yeah. Thanks. We respect that you enjoy T. Kingfisher. You know, we all have different taste.
People love T. Kingfisher.
They really do. She has a very distinct style, and that's always going to have an audience. But let's jump into our first reading sprint. We're going to be doing 30-minute sprints today, everyone. So a little shorter than we usually do, but we're going to do 3:30s instead of 2:45s, just to mix it up a little bit. And yeah, I hope everyone enjoys their reads, and we'll come back in 30 minutes and check in and see how everyone's doing. All right, welcome back, everybody. Let us know how your reading went, what you read, and how it's going. How far did you get in this incredible?
43%.
Oh, wow, that's good. I don't know what percent I'm on, but I think I'm, well, maybe about the same.
I'm on Saturday, January 15th at 2:19 a.m.
I am Saturday, January 15th, 9:09 a.m. So I'm
Okay, you're
a
ahead
little.
of me.
Oh, am I?
Yeah, because I'm at 2:19 a.m. and you're at
Oh,
9:09.
yeah. Just one chapter ahead. How are you feeling?
I kind of like it. It's giving, what's it called? That book by Ian Reed. Let me forget it.
Oh, I'm thinking of ending
Yeah,
things.
it's giving that to me.
Yeah, it is. I didn't think about that. I'm liking it too.
It's giving, well, not exactly, but like the car and the snow and the just
hmm
weird vibes.
I obviously like the cover has snow and a cabin on it, but I wasn't registering that I was about to read an isolated cabin snowy horror book, and I'm like, that's my favorite. I love it. But yeah, it's good. I also really appreciate there was a Hosier reference, and I love Hosier, so that was fun. Um, but yeah, for anyone not reading the book or curious about it, it seems to be about a toxic mother-daughter relationship, a mother and daughter who are estranged from one another, and now they are going to stay in a snowy cabin for a little bit together. And the mom has a couple screws loose.
Something.
Yeah. Oh, Leslie's at 42%, so we're all about the same place. Let me find where it was. Diary's Gold is heavily based on Gypsy Rose. Yeah, I'm for some reason, like if I know something's based on a story I'm already familiar with, I'm so much less likely to pick it up. I'm like,
Interesting.
I know what happened with Gypsy Rose, and so I don't need to read a
Yeah.
book about it. But I did watch the movie they did on Hulu, that Run movie.
I watched that as well.
I liked that.
That was pretty good.
I will, Sarah Paulson, I think, was in that,
Mm-hmm.
right? Yeah, I'll watch anything with Sarah Paulson in it. So
Same. I love her. She
that's
did
what.
a great job in that movie.
Mm-hmm. She does a great job with everything. She can do no
Literally.
wrong.
Oh, why did I just hear a gunshot?
Oh.
That's what it sounded like. You know that meme, I'm in the ghetto. Ra-ta-ta-ta. That's what
The book has a different twist, but yeah, it's clearly inspired. Hello, Hannah. Dang, this ambience is wonderful. Love it. Yeah, I tried to pick something. I wish I would have realized it was snowy. I would have gotten a snowy ambience, but I looked up like cabin ambience and it gave me a rainy cabin one. I guess it knows I usually like the rain, but could have gotten something snowy for the really matching the book.
yeah.
Ooh, I
I'm
forgot
doing this
about this.
after,
I forgot about that. I might
mm,
have to do that too.
right after we get out. Yeah.
Finishing a thriller and hoping to start another one tonight. Nice. Um, Dr. B, let us know what you're adding on your Kindle so that we can have some ideas
She
of
said
what.
she did 70 books. She put it in the comments. There's like over 1,000 or something. So I think that's fair. That's probably gonna be me too. I'm
Wow.
not
Okay,
very.
well,
It's free.
give us the highlights. Let us know like your top 5 you added. I don't think you can list all 70. Hello. All good. Got to 34% in the ebook, and I'm really liking the writing style so far. Me too. Also, I noticed Laurel Hightower blurbed the book, and I love Laurel Hightower, and this is kind of reminding me of her kind of style of writing too. So they must be buds. Read the buddy read this morning because I knew I could only pop in. It hit way too close to home for the first portion.
Okay.
Yeah, I imagine this could be really triggering for people.
Yeah.
I have a great mom, luckily, so it's going okay for me, but I feel
Me
for you.
too. But I feel like even when you have a good mom, you always have those little one-off arguments, and this just really reminded me of those.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 70 books. Hello. 29% in. I'm still on Friday. 32% in, already big yikes energy from the mom. Big time. I'm also really glad that we didn't read the synopsis right before reading the book because I feel like the synopsis tells you a little bit too much. I was looking at it right before the readings ended, and I'm like, I like the surprise of seeing what's going on at the cabin. I don't think you should have said that in the synopsis. Love the Hosier reference. 32. Love the sound of rain. Me too. I always have rain and fire specifically combined in my ambient.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
I
My
also
mom almost oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say my mom almost named me Rain, or like my middle name Rain, because she
Oh,
loves rain so much. Imagine. Oh
that
gosh.
that'd be a cute name, but then you probably wouldn't like rain as much.
Yeah, and I like rain a lot now. So
I got one of those things. I was like, you know how you get the most random live streams on TikTok sometimes where it's just
yes, they be so random.
they're so weird. But I got one the other day that was just this like mushroom light that was raining and it was just the
Oh
ambient
yeah, I've
changing
seen
colors and
those.
it was amazing. I immediately was like, I need that. It was $50 on Amazon. I was like, that's a little crazy, but I actually need that in my life so
Yeah.
bad. And I immediately purchased it and it is life changing. It is so amazing. And like I have rain in my house now, a little mushroom, and the colors change.
Yes, that's so cute.
I should have brought it for my get some ambience in my room.
That would have been cute. The other day I had one of those TikTok lives and it was just a woman with a mannequin and she was doing ASMR by putting foam on the mannequin's hair. I
Oh
was like,
yeah,
what is going on?
I actually like that.
I kind of like the sound, but I was like, Mom, what just is on my screen right now?
Yeah, it is really, really weird. I always thought ASMR was really bizarre, especially like role play ASMR
Hey, the hair
until
cutting ones kind of slap.
the hair cutting ones are the best.
They kind of slap.
I'm
I
I
love
got
when they be
really
like,
yeah.
all up in my business.
Yeah, when it's, like, pointing right at you, I'm like, "That is
Yes.
amazing." It's, like, tickling my head, and my partner will, like, see what I'm watching, or he'll, like, hear someone just, like, whispering on my phone. He's like, "What are you doing? You don't understand. This is me time."
Hey, let me see if I can find this. There was this it's like a playlist or like this artist on Spotify and they make these sounds that just like tickle every part of my brain, especially with headphones. I have to find it. I haven't listened to it in a while, but I have to find it.
Oh, yeah. That's great too, to have just Spotify, so you're not, like, getting YouTube ads
It's
and
not like ambience or like it's not ASMR. I don't know how to describe it. It's just sounds. It's just sounds.
all the good sounds that tickle the brain.
Let's see.
I keep getting errors when I try to order on Amazon today. That's weird. Also, it's almost the Amazon Prime Day coming up in like 2 weeks, July 11th. Probably
Yeah.
be some book sales around then too.
It's called Galen Tipton is the person, and they just sound so strange.
Jalen Tipton.
Yeah, let me see if I can play with it.
That sounds very nice.
But you know how you hear how it's like crinkly? But imagine it with headphones. Oh gosh, it just be scratching. I said that to my roommates last semester and they were like, what is wrong with you?
I know. It always seems really weird to an outsider, but when you're in it and it actually like tickles your brain, it's like when people play with your hair and you're like, I could have you do that all day long, or like scratching your back.
Hmm.
Whenever I decide that stuff in my Kindle is not addicting to ad-free books, I'll post a scrolling video on my Instagram.
Oh gosh.
Read it last month and loved it. Felt very similar to Misery. I think it does compare itself to Misery on the back too. Yeah, cross between Misery and Darling Rose Gold.
Okay, interesting. And I feel like it might be like pretty realistic. I don't think it's gonna be very paranormal.
I haven't read Misery, actually.
I don't think Misery. I've only seen the movie, and I haven't read Darling Rose Gold, but I doubt that one's paranormal. I feel like it's gonna be really realistic.
Mm-hmm. Reading All Roads Lead Here by Mariana Zapata. Needed something light. I'm about 26 pages in. I am at the opposite phase right now. I was looking at all the books I've read this month, and I have only read one horror book, and it was like a little novella. I've read like a couple thrillers. I read Happy Place because I had to read the new Emily Henry. I read Yellowface because I wanted to read that. And now I'm like, I'm ready for all the darkness. I just want to read every horror book on my shelf at this moment. I enjoy that too. Love that for a name. Yes, the mushroom rain light. I almost got it too. That person is getting commission on those things. It is very effective advertising. Also, it's just like a random brand that someone created and put on Amazon. So when you get it, it comes with like this little instruction manual. And if you have any questions, it directs you to just this guy's Facebook account. And I was like, that's really strange. But I did have a question and I needed to figure out how to like initially, because you charge it and I thought it would plug in or whatever. And it's actually a very helpful Facebook account. Like he's done a nice job getting the videos together. So I highly recommend this mushroom rain light. I don't have an affiliate link for you, but recommend checking it out. Prime Days. Oh, guess you already bought it. Sounds cute. Yeah. I'm on Amazon right now looking for the lamp. Maybe I should have gotten an affiliate link.
Wait.
Yeah, get the sale. I need to see the lamp. You just have to keep going back and refreshing. I think there's so many people on right now. It's slowing down Amazon.
Bro, when Goodreads crashed the other day, that was so annoying. It was like out for like the whole day.
I know. That's how it is every time they crash. They just can't. It's like they don't care about that product at all.
They
and
don't.
Nobody's ever working on it.
Because like I've never seen a big corporation website just crash like that. Like, I mean, it's happened, but very rarely. When does Amazon ever crash? Even on Black Friday? Never. But Goodreads, she be going down all the time.
They must make like no money from Goodreads. Because I mean, the only thing they have is like display ads on their website. So it must just be so minimal to them that they just do not care about it. And like, I care. I needed to update what I was currently reading and I couldn't do it.
Exactly.
I had to refresh a page like 10 times just to buy one book, but it always eventually worked. I got 20 titles. Nice. Only seen the movie too. I don't know if I want to read another book because I dislike reading books between months. I get that. I get weird about that too.
Yeah.
I thought the Buddy Roo was pretty good. I just wanted it to keep going. Ooh, that's a good sign. The one time I wanted to use Goodreads, it crashed. I'm always just on Storygraph. Yeah, I just can't get into Storygraph. I don't know. I've just been on Goodreads since like 2014, 2013, 2012. It's been a very long time. It's been too much a big part of my life.
Yeah, I use both, but I like Goodreads. The only reason I haven't gotten rid of Goodreads is because I get to see everybody else's ratings. Like I get to see them on Storygraph too, but not as many people have Storygraph, so it's not the same.
Goodreads crash was brutal. It just went on and on. Audible was also down. I didn't know that.
Yo.
That sucks. What would the creepy cabin...
Not them spoiling it in the comments.
Don't do that! We're going to keep it a surprise for people, even though the synopsis says it, so it's okay. And, I see why you'd say that, but it would just be so much better if they didn't tell you that in the synopsis. If it's just like, girl goes to cabin with her mom, shit happens. That's all I need to know. I haven't updated anything on Goodreads for like 5 months. Oh, wow.
I don't know how you keep track of anything you read.
Oh, I know.
I swear, like, I'll read one book and I'll be like, what was the last book I read? I literally forget instantaneously.
Yeah, same. Storygraph is hard, but I do like their stats. I love Goodreads so much. Goodreads definitely needs improvements, but maybe one day. I doubt it, but maybe. I wish Storygraph had a better feed. I know they're not a social media, but I like following people. Me too. That's what I go to Goodreads for most of the time, is to see how it shows you like your friends' first reviews. And I'm like, oh, let me see the people I know if they like this. Amazon never crashed, but I just pray it makes that promo a free delivery to my place across the board. Accessibility, please. Yeah, I didn't realize they didn't do that in every country. I guess that makes sense, but That is frustrating. Apple Books to track. I can arrange my TBR there. I use Goodreads and I have a spreadsheet. And it helps me to have both because sometimes, especially if I'm reading a novella or something really quick that I read in one sitting, I might forget to mark it on Goodreads, but I tend to put it in my spreadsheet and then I go back and I add it in
Yeah,
Goodreads, depending on where I'm at.
I have the spreadsheet and Storygraph and Goodreads. I
Just
just
do
need
it
them
all.
all. I need it all. And then there's this app that I found out about. It's called like Bookmori or something, and you can see like you can make a calendar of like what you read. I like that one too, but I always update that one last. I always forget about it because it's new. But like you can see a calendar of like what you read, and you can put
Ooh,
like the stars on it too. Mine has the stars.
that
I
is
hate when
very
you put your
satisfying.
phone to like a screen and it makes it brighter.
I know. How is that book Mori? Is that Morry
And I
or?
can put it in the comments.
I do like the visuals. I like how Storygraph looks compared to Goodreads, less chaotic and no ads. What I also like about Goodreads, and I don't know if Storygraph does this because I got Storygraph beta when it was beta and tried it for a bit, and then I just couldn't make myself shift. So I don't know if they do this now. I haven't looked at it in a long time, but I like Goodreads articles that come out every day. I'm such a nerd. Like every morning, I read the article to see what came
I
out.
didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, if you're in the app, it's in whatever the middle widget is. If you're in Discover, there will be like an article up here at the top. And so today's was the best new YA books for July. And it'll be like 5 or 6 books. It's usually just like groups of recommendations for things, or it'll be like author interviews or author recommendations or seasonal things. And then they don't have new articles on the weekends though. So on the weekends, I suffer. But then Monday through Friday, every day, you get a new article up there.
Interesting. I didn't know that. That's really cool.
Yep. Storygraph and Goodreads, but I'm barely on Goodreads now. I like Storygraph better. I feel like most people do. Goodreads has looked the same since the site started. Yeah, they're
Literally. Why
sucking.
is it beige?
Seriously, why is
It's
it?
so ugly.
Oh, and yeah, here's the app for anyone who was wondering. I track with Storygraph and I have a reading journal too, but I hardly ever. I used to have a reading journal. I forgot about that. I used to physically journal, spreadsheet, and Goodreads.
Yeah. Have you seen people when they do like the full 2-page spreads for like one book? I'm like, that's so pretty, but how?
I
Some
don't have
books
that
I
in
just don't think about them that enough where I would be able to make a whole spread.
Mm-mm. Yeah, very few books impact me enough to do that. And also just to sit down and draw something is just not my skill set. My skill set is spreadsheets, and so that is what I do. Also keep a spreadsheet. I like the calendar. I started a book journal and I made a calendar there. I did my book journal for a while. I did like a year of it, and every month I would do my TBR, I would log my books. Uh, I don't remember what else I put in there. Movies I was watching and stuff, but didn't stick. Hey, Lorena, I'm reading the book on Scribd. I'm really liking it. Oh, I didn't know it was on Scribd. That's good to know. The atmosphere is great, and the mother is very triggering with all her gaslighting.
Yeah, I'm reading mine on Hoopla.
Spreadsheet 2. I just don't like reading synopsis that much. I didn't know about the article. Nobody ever knows about that. Every time I tell someone, they're like, I had no idea this existed. I'm like, this is my morning routine. I have my coffee and I read my Goodreads article like an old lady. I will try that book more. That calendar is lit. I wish Goodreads had a
Yeah.
DNF. I do
Even
too.
Bookmori has that.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah, this
even
is a
that has it.
big issue for Goodreads because you can like make the shelf, but then it has to stay in your want to read or read to be on a separate shelf. And
Mm-hmm.
I just delete books off my Goodreads if they were a DNF.
And then on Bookmori too, you can literally choose your color scheme. Like Goodreads, come on, you've been around for forever.
Also, Goodreads does a different color every year for the reading challenge. And it would be so fun if they just changed everything to that color every year. Like it's right
That would
there.
be cool.
It's so easy for them to do that. They pick a whole
It
color.
is. As someone who helps design websites, yeah, very easy, very simple.
Just switch out the hex code. Come on. Can't be that difficult. Definitely don't have the patience to do my own spreads. I get pre-made reading journals. That's fun.
Okay, yeah.
Tried making spread on books, but now I just do the calendar and stats. I meant to click on this one. Notion for tracking my
Would you like
reading.
I
I
use
do
it for
like,
my notes at school.
yeah, I use it in work, but I can't think of how to use it for my personal life or my reading. I don't know why. My brain is just so tied to Notion for my job that I can't untangle it and make it fun for my real life. I tried to before. I did like I tried to track shows I was watching or like make a plan for that, and then some writing I was doing, and I only do spreadsheets. My brain works in spreadsheets and that's it. Okay, I'm going to catch up on these comments, then we'll hop into our next sprint. You can make a DNF shelf like the want to read. You have to do it on desktop though. I'll be adding that with my coffee next week. I hope you enjoy, Amy. Let me know if you're adding any books to your TBR because I'm doing it all the time from those. I delete them too. You can mark the shelf as exclusive. Oh, I didn't know that. But yeah, it should be a default feature.
Oh, interesting.
Thank you for that knowledge, Caitlin. Okay, let's go into another 30 minutes and see you all back after the next sprint. right, everybody, welcome back. Let us know how your reading went and how far you got in your books. How far did you get?
I'm 76% now. I'm on Saturday, January 15th at 3:12 p.m.
Okay, I'm Saturday, Jan 15th, 8:02. So I think we're just like right chapter to chapter again.
Yeah.
Still liking it?
Yes, I see why somebody said that it's like misery.
Yep.
The misery vibes is very heavy right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I really hope that it just like leans into the horror. Like I need that.
I do feel like I'm on page 78, and I think there's 86 pages total. So there's math. Only less than 10 pages left at this point. That's crazy.
What?
Yeah, I don't know how that happened, but I feel like I'm gonna want it to be longer, which I think is what Joey said earlier, wishing that
Yeah.
there was more. And I can see that because I'm like, wow, the story, it does just feel so short. I'm like, we could have unpacked this so much more. Also, have you read The Whole?
Mm-mm.
That I can never remember the author's name. It's a Korean author.
I've seen it
And
before.
it's like the Korean misery, and this is also reminding me of that book too.
Mm.
But I am liking it. I understand Miller's thinking. Oh, also, everyone remember not to spoil anything about the book in the chat in case other people aren't as far or aren't picking it up yet. But I understand Miller's thinking. I'm still hoping to fix things with her mom, but girl, do not go to places no one else knows, including you. This happened in the venue too. Yeah, the venue was our buddy Reed in February, and that one was a lot of fun too. It's been one of my favorite books this year. This is so much fun. 84%. 12% through Hellbent. Nice. Are you still getting Kindle books as well? Or did you fill up on the 70 books and call it a day? Agreed with the misery comparison. I just finished The Time Machine by H.G. Wells. I'm not sure if I want to read a novella or update my Goodreads. Why not both? 79%. I'm enjoying it. I've said WTF so many times. Yeah.
No, literally.
Yeah, there's some things about it that are really surprising me, and then there's other things I don't think you've gotten to it yet. But there was a reveal where I was like, yeah, I was waiting for that one.
Oh
But
no.
the stuff that gives the misery vibes, that was surprising to me. But I think it'll end up being a good one. What are like your favorite horror books you've read so far this year? I know it's like an
This
impossible question.
year?
Yeah, it was like
Oh
recently.
gosh. Let me see. I have my spreadsheet up, so let me look.
I always have to do that too.
Oh, Our Wives Under the Sea. I know you like that one
Mhm.
too.
Mhm.
So good. Then, okay, that month I read a whole bunch of romance in February. Makes sense. I liked Any Man too. That one's horror.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, and Slewfoot. Slewfoot was so good. That's like my top book so far this year.
Oh, wow. I have not read it yet, but it is sitting right there. And everyone keeps telling me how good it is. And I'm getting
It's
so excited,
so
but so
good.
scared. I'm like, what if
It's
I hate it?
slow in the beginning, but it pays off. Like,
Okay.
it's so good. And then Uzumaki, the manga.
Mhm.
Really liked Uzumaki.
Yeah, I like that one too.
And I liked Woman Eating, but that one's like a literary fiction horror, I would say.
Yeah. That was like a 3-star for me.
I like that one a lot. And then No One Writes for Free by Judith Sonnet, but that one's extreme horror. Very extreme. Them by McKay, also extreme.
I haven't read that one yet either, but I do want to read his book.
And then I think the last one is Cirque Berserk. I really, really, really like Cirque Berserk.
That one's
Oh my
really
gosh, be careful with them because them literally made me vomit.
I heard you say that, and I was
Yeah.
like, that makes me want to read it more.
I don't know. I think it was just something about maybe the combination of like where I don't know what was going on, but it really made me vomit.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't do extreme horror that much. And so when I do read it, it does affect me because I'm
No, and I was on reading sprints too, and I was literally like because a book has made me gag before. Judith Sonnet has made me gag previously on a public bus, nonetheless. But I was like, oh, I'm just gagging. Like, I'll be okay. And then I was like, I don't know. So I had to turn off my camera and then run.
That's crazy. Yeah, I've never done that, but I just get queasy or like the like chills sometimes when you read something that really freaks you out.
It was just like every extreme thing that you can think of happening in one scene.
That
It,
should honestly, you should blurb McKay's book and be on the cover. Like, this literally made me throw up.
exactly. That's what McKay said. McKay was like my new book blurb or my
Yep.
synopsis.
I don't know what my favorite horror. I was pulling up my spreadsheet too. I said The Venue, that one I really liked. Our Wives Under the Sea. Lakewood I really liked, which I was surprised I liked it so
Yeah.
much because I've heard a lot of mid things about it, but I did really
Yeah,
like
that
that
one was
one.
just mid for me.
Mm. I also liked her other book, The Women Could Fly. That one was like contemporary fiction with witches.
Oh,
I just like her writing style. It's very, I like her tone. It's just kind of unique. Foe, Ian Reed, really liked that one this year. I reread The Cabin at the End of the World. That was still good. And then Our Share of Night I liked, but that one's so long and it is horror, but it's also so many other things that it's hard to recommend it as just like kind of like Our Wives Under the Sea. It's like other things too. And then Maeve Fly. I gave that a 4 star in my spreadsheet, which I didn't remember I gave it such a high rating, but that one was disturbing.
yeah, I need to read that one.
I don't know how disturbing you'll find it since you read some pretty extreme stuff, but I find
Yeah.
it really
Um,
disturbing. I would say it's a like a similar level to have you read Exquisite Corpse?
yes.
It's in that
Okay. Okay. No, Exquisite Corpse is disturbing, but it's also boring. I'm sorry.
it
Somebody
is.
had to say it.
Yeah, it
That
is.
book is so because tell me why I was 70% into the book and the end of the synopsis was just happening.
Yes,
I
that
was
was my
like,
biggest complaint on that one too. I was like, "How? When is this person coming into the story? What are we doing?" It has a really good opening though. Like the first chapter is so good, and then
yeah.
nothing happens, and then it gets good right at the end.
Yeah, it took me forever to read that book, but that book is really in my head because I was reading that book as I was moving out of my dorm for this past year. So I remember packing all my stuff up while listening to it, taking everything off the walls.
Oh
And
my
I was like,
gosh.
I'd rather be reading anything else right now.
You listened to that on audiobook? Oh.
Yeah, I did. I'm an
Oh.
audio girl. Things don't bother me.
Ooh, I could not do that. I can see how that has like embedded itself in your brain. Let me see where I was. I think I was here. I've taken a break from adding books for now, but we'll circle back. I'm not sure what I want to add more of. I'm excited to go look after this.
Me too.
Right behind both of you. I'm enjoying this. Good. We've had a really successful run of buddy reads for the 24-hour horror-a-thon. Someone was saying that on Instagram when they post their TBR as well. They're like, I don't know what this book is about, but I'll pick it up because our buddy reads are always so good. I don't know how we've gotten so lucky, but they're always so good.
Short horror. I've never read one that's been bad. Like
Yeah.
I've never read a horror novella and been like, ooh, ick. Like
Yeah. It's just perfect. Horror's so good in the short form.
it is. It's so good.
And like this book, I'm like, please, I wish this was even a little longer. Just oh yeah, and that's what Caitlin said too. I wish it was longer. And I never say that. I think I'm waiting for something. I think I've guessed. You probably are, Amy, because that is how I was feeling too. I finished What Moves the Dead, 5 stars. I like silly, strange horror. And now I am 30% into the buddy read. Nice. How was the book? Just got on. We're still reading. This is where we talk things out. We're around 75, 80-ish% of the way through the book. So I think we'll both probably finish in the next sprint.
Oh my god, I hear the police now.
I just had sirens going past the back window too. I added Cirque Berserk to my Kindle if I get
It's
to it
so
today.
good.
That one is really fun. I did that for that was our buddy read when we did the Losers Club readathon with Beth
Oh yeah.
and Elizabeth. I was trying to remember the name of it. I was like the Stephen King readathon thing that we did. I think that's when we read that book. I
I
really liked
love
it.
that book. It's so fun, but it has enough depth to it where it doesn't feel like it's lacking substance.
Mm-hmm. And it's surprising too. I like when a
It
short book
is.
like
It
that
took
can be
me so off
surprising.
guard so quick. I was like,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah, it's good. I looked for a photo day at the library. It wasn't there. Bummer. Just got here. It might be on Scribd if you have Scribd. Maybe Ian Reid's books are usually on there. I 3-starred Our Wives Under the Sea. See, I did 2 when I initially read it. I was just like 3, 3.5, but it lingers, really sticks with you. So just give it like 3 months, Zach, and I bet you're going to be like, I remember that one. Reading The Stand right now and have made it to the 1,000 page mark, trying to finish it tonight. Good for you.
Me when I read it.
Part of me wants to read it because I feel like it's necessary, but I don't know anybody who doesn't regret reading it.
I don't regret it because I read it over a long period of time, slowly, so I don't regret it. But he literally does describe the inside of a medicine cabinet for like 3 pages.
Yeah.
Literally, I was like, Steven, come on now.
I guess
3 pages?
yeah, I'm like, I guess I'd feel better about skimming content if I ever read it because I've seen the old movies, the new movies. I hear everyone say there's a lot of useless words in there. So maybe I'll do it one day. I saw, is it Beth? Someone's reading it next month. And I was like, should I drop everything and read it next month? And then I decided not to do that to myself. But I could see it happening at some point.
I mean, it is a good summer read.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I started. I was supposed to do it over the course of the summer, and then I read it for like 2 out of the 3 months, I think, or like 1.5 out of the 3 months. And then at the end of the year, I was like, I'm finishing it in 2022. So I just binged the whole rest.
Nice.
The audiobook, you need it. There's no other way.
Yeah.
Because it's like 45 hours, I think. 46.
I read short Stephen King books and don't even like them. So I'm also like, why would I read one that's that long? Why would I put myself through that? But good for you, Froglet. I'm glad they have been so good. Yeah, I'm having better success with these than I do with my book club picks. Those have been kind of getting worse and worse for me recently. Why did they change the cover of this book to an animated form? The cover was already good.
Which book? The one
Are we
we're reading?
talking about this is where we talk things out? I have not seen an animated cover. Oh, I do see a different cover. Can you show it?
Oh, I see it. The one with the window.
Yeah.
That one's pretty cool.
I don't hate it. I do like the other one better, though. It is definitely not the King book to read if you don't like his random tangents. I do not. Do you read like a lot of King? Like, are you going to read Holly when that comes out?
No, I don't read a lot of King at all. Because I'm sorry. Why am I going to read this old white man?
You're not wrong.
Like,
and he has 100 books out. He writes
and
them
he said
so
some
quick.
questionable things multiple times.
Repeatedly.
Exactly. Like, he's a very questionable author.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like he's a cozy man. I can imagine him in his house writing. I feel like he still uses a typewriter.
Probably. He just has this intrigue around him because he's the horror author. So I feel
Even
like
though he writes so much more than just horror.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. It's just hard not to get FOMO of not reading his things. But I've probably only read like 5 Stephen King books.
Same. I've only read like 5.
And I'm okay with that.
I do really want to read Pet Cemetery. No, not Pet Cemetery. I already read that one. My B. Salem's Lot. That's what I meant.
I want to read Pet Cemetery. I tried to read Salem's Lot last fall, and I did not like it.
Oh gosh, but I own it.
A lot of people love that one though, so I don't know. Maybe it was just me.
Yeah, Pet Cemetery was okay. It was good, but it wasn't everything people made it out to be.
Yeah, well, that's another one too, where I've seen the old version of the movie and the new version of the movie, and I'm like, I don't know, do I need to read it even at this point?
That one's better than it because it's much shorter.
Hmm. Probably gonna read it in October. I'm working my way through all of his books. Nice. I'm gonna try to finally read Frankenstein this October, but I also say that every October and then it never
Oh, I
happens.
like that one. I need to reread it because I read it in high school with like the worst teacher possible. So she ruined like every single book that I read in that class for me. But looking back, I like that book. But I
Okay,
think I rated it like 3 stars or something because she just ruined everything.
that sucks.
Oh god, she was terrible. When we read The Turn of the Screw, we were all talking about in our discussion group how we thought like it's a classic, so I'm gonna just say that the man in the book is like sexually assaulting the boy, and she was like, they would never put that in a. I was like, you need to calm down. She was literally so aggressive at us. I was like,
Literature is open to interpretation.
she was like, they would never put that in a classic. I was like, shouldn't you be fostering us like thinking of new ideas and themes?
Yeah.
Why are you being so weird?
That sounds like you got to read fun books, though. I didn't read either of those in school.
Turn of the Screw was not fun.
Okay, yeah, I mean, that's true, but it's also really short.
It is really, really short. But I don't like the Turn of the Key either, so
Mm, I it's hard to say for me with some of these authors who I was reading their books as they were coming out, and so it's been so long since I've read Ruth Ware's first half of her books or like Lisa Jewell and Riley Sager I feel is more fresh to me, but like Ruth Ware in particular, I've read every book she came out with as they were coming out, and I'm like, I don't remember how I felt about these things. Like the Woman in Cabin 10, I remember the vibes of that book, and I remember I liked it when I read it, but also I think I was like in high school, so I liked everything I was reading outside of school.
yeah.
I've read it 3 times. It's great if you ignore the ending. My Favorite King, there's so much good stuff in it. It's the cover my ebook has. I like it. Hopefully the next book club pick is good. Yeah, next one's gonna be Stone Cold Fox, which I've heard good things about. So hopefully. Has a few pictures in it too. Not sure if all copies have it. I don't have pictures in mine. I do have, does your digital edition, do the chapters start with like the snow on the page?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
It doesn't. It just literally hops right into the text.
I kind of hate it because it's really hard to read the words on the
Oh no.
screen. So
Yeah.
it's only one page. Mine covers the one in the window. I purchased it on Kindle. I read Elevation, which my first Stephen King was decent. Yeah, I read that one too. I thought it was okay. I've only read 2 King books, one novella collection. I like both Misery and The Long Walk. In fairness, King is attuned to history. He used a particular historical event into the horror that's happening. The Long Walk, I know everyone says it's good. It sounds like the most boring concept for a book I've ever heard of. So good for him that he apparently did it well, that everyone likes
Yeah.
it.
It's the way my mom is literally yelling. I'm hearing every single word that she's saying.
I
And I'm
can't
like,
hear
it's
any.
literally almost 10 p.m. What are we doing? Okay. Like, I know it's a Friday night, but for her, it's actually Sunday night because she doesn't work Thursdays and Fridays. So why are we yelling? Shouldn't we be sleeping?
She's just living. I've read every Stephen King book. Half of them are terrible, but that just goes with the territory.
Every Stephen King book is real dedication.
You know, I just read over that and I didn't think anything of it. That's
Every
crazy.
single one is really crazy.
That is very impressive, honestly. 'Cause there's like at least 75.
I think he just likes to hear himself talk as well. I can't deal with
Yeah.
that.
I don't know. If I were in that position though, and I could keep cranking out books and keep making money
Oh,
for them,
I
I would do
would.
the same exact thing. So
I definitely would.
can't blame him. Read a few of his books. He isn't a must read for me. 35, that's a lot. King is, I don't know what else to read for me. For me, it's just pure FOMO. It's like, I don't know, everyone talks about this. I kind of want to know what's going on. Just read Pet Cemetery. I've still never watched the movie. I liked the new one that they did. I watched the old one when I was a kid. Frankenstein is top tier classic for me. Nice. I really like Dracula. I don't know if they're anything alike, but
I haven't read that one yet.
sounds good. It's just a little bit long, but the
Yeah,
audiobook helps too.
Frankenstein's definitely shorter than
Mhm.
Dracula because I have both of them in the same Barnes and Noble edition, and every single time I see Dracula, I'm like, she looks a little
Yeah,
chunky.
that one's thick. I have pictures in mine, no snow on the page. What in the world? How are you guys getting pictures? What are your pictures like? What are they pictures of? All I have is snow.
Yeah, I don't have pictures on Hoopla.
Send pictures in the Discord, you guys, if you can, because I'm very curious. I have the same edition as you. I forgot Reading Elevation. Yeah, it's like a fantasy-ish one. It's just about a guy who just starts floating. That's the whole story. It's a short one. I'm going to read Dracula in October. Nice. Hope you enjoy. I think it took me 19 years to get through all of Stephen King's books. I started with Cujo when I was 7. 19 years is honestly a pretty fast pace to get through all of those
That
books. So that is
yeah,
still impressive. Their illustrations look graphic novel manga-y. That's so interesting. All right, everyone. Well, let's do our final sprint of the night. Hopefully, most of us will be able to finish the book and we can chat final thoughts on it. And I'll see you all back in 30. All right, everybody, welcome back from the final sprint of the night. I assume you're able to finish the book.
Yeah, I was.
What'd you think?
I liked it. I think I'm going to give it a 4-star. Like, I liked it, but it didn't blow my mind.
Yeah, I feel the same. I think it's going to be a 4 for me as well. It was good. Could have been longer. Could have been darker. Not
Yeah,
that what happens isn't dark, but I don't know. Could have leaned into it a little more, I think.
yeah. And I guess the thing as well.
Hmm.
It was obvious.
Yeah. Maybe it was supposed to be because it was so obvious and like maybe you weren't trying to hide that, but
Yeah.
this is Caitlin Marceau's debut novella, though. I guess she's written other things. My copy at the end, I don't know what anyone's copy says at the end since everyone's is so different. But from Darklit Press, there's like a email to email if you want access to like a short story.
Yeah.
I
Mine
think,
had that as well.
which is really interesting that they wouldn't just make it accessible. I don't think I'm going to go to the lengths of emailing a publisher to ask to read a novelette, but I will look out to see what she does in the future because I thought it was
For
good.
sure.
Also, someone sent me the images. If anyone's curious, I'll show you
Oh.
one, like not a
In
spoiler.
the Discord or just privately?
Just privately because they were a little spoilery. It was
Oh,
Rachel, so thank you, Rachel. But this one's pretty generic. It's like really
oh,
graphic novel style.
that is so interesting.
Yeah, it's just in the middle of the text. I was really surprised. The art is so sophisticated, like this one.
Interesting.
Wish the print copy could have gotten that, but that's okay. Yeah, everyone, let us know how your reading went, and then we'll wrap up here and let everyone go into their own journeys of finishing out the readathon. I was trying to find where I was back in the comments. I had a picture of the kitchen and some trees. Finish the buddy read. Everyone let us know your ratings if you finished and you have a rating for it as well. I read Cujo at 7 because I had an older brother I could borrow books from. I finished the buddy read and I'm going to dip early. Night, everyone. You're probably already gone, but goodbye, Leslie. Just finished the buddy read. I was right. I just finished Hidden Pictures and that ending was something. That's true. Did you read that one?
Not yet, but I want to.
The ending does spark a lot of conversations, I will say. I have that on my Kindle.
Yeah, I own it.
It's a very fast read. It's very intriguing.
I think I might read it for Summerween.
It would be a really good summer-ween book. I do like the tone and eeriness of this. Yeah, I like the overall vibe of it. Give it 5 because of how well the author is able to make me hate the mom almost immediately. Nice. Also, I feel like if you like this writing style and you like how the characters did come to life so quickly, I would definitely recommend checking out Laurel Hightower if you have not yet. Below is good, and then Crossroads is amazing. One of my favorites. Thought the pictures were, yeah, they are so good. It was so surprising. The surprise was predictable, and I wish it was longer. Enjoyed the pictures, gave it a 3.5, enjoyed it overall. Nice. Maybe those graphics are from the new paperback. Oh, yeah, maybe. If that was the latest edition. I assume, well, I was going to say I assume this was self-published, but it's under Darklit Press. So that's like a small indie publisher, which is still indie, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm acting like I know things. I don't know things. I'm reading the buddy read later on audio. Looking forward to it. I didn't know this was on audio.
Surprise was an audio.
Yeah, me too. Added anything from fantasy to romance to horror to cozy to erotica with your Kindle haul.
Literally, I'm just. Well, I like about there's like a romance website that like It's called Romance Bookworms, and they give you like buzzwords and stuff, and it sounds so good. And then I click the Amazon link, and I'm like, this cover is horrendous.
Yeah,
It's so bad.
I never ended up reading the Mindfuck series when everyone else was and loving it because I just couldn't get past the cover.
No,
I
it's
know there's
so
the
good.
Apple cover too, but, like, the other one, I was just like, "I don't know about that."
It's so good.
It's so long too, though. There's, like, 5 books in it, right?
Yes, but they're only like 100 pages each. Like some of them are less
Oh,
than 100, and then each,
okay.
like the other ones are like maybe like I think the longest one's like 200, but then there's also one that's like less than 100. I think they average out to all of them being like 600 something pages total,
Still a little long for me.
but it's 5 books.
I guess if you're trying to hit the Goodreads goal at the end of the year, it's a good
Yeah,
one to go through. Oh, yeah, you haven't read from Laurel Hightower? I really strongly recommend.
I haven't either, but I might this readathon.
She's so good. If you like grief horror, Crossroads, really, really good. Below is like cosmic horror.
Okay.
And it's isolated snow kind of situation too. The Werewolf by Omakatsu is a good short horror. I haven't read anything from her except for a short story out of an anthology, which I did like. Her and Anya Allborn. I get them mixed up, and I want to read from both of them, but I have not. Not too much left of the buddy read. It's reminding me of a short story in the Isolation, the horror anthology. How was that? Because I've had that on my wish list, thinking about it for a bit, because I love Isolation, but I've never heard anyone talk about that book. But I'm thinking about picking it up. I have to try to grab some Kindle books again when we wrap it up. Yeah, I think that's what we're all going to be doing. We're all going to be crashing Amazon together because we're going
Yeah.
to be trying to
I'm
get
hoping that it ends at like 3 a.m. EST because of PST.
probably, maybe. I
Because
don't know.
PST
We've
is
got
3 hours behind us.
time. 4:30 in the morning?
Yeah, it's
Wow.
getting late.
I guess it skipped my first comment. Oh, did I miss something? Oh, about this one? Yeah, that's the only one I can see. I don't know if there was anything else that came. But okay, yeah, thanks everyone for joining. And I hope everyone enjoys their Kindle hauls that they're about to go on. For the rest of the readathon, as you're reading other books, we can chat about it together in the Discord. I'm going to be reading 19 Claws and a Blackbird. I just started it kind of in that sprint, but I didn't even read one story because I was on YouTube for a little bit before I got to reading. So I will get back into it eventually. And then tomorrow will be our buddy watch at 8 p.m. Eastern when the readathon ends. We're going to be watching the movie Raw together on Netflix, which I'm very excited about. And to join that, you just chat in the Discord in the movie chat. At 8 o'clock, we'll go in there and do a countdown around like 8:02, 8:03, make sure everyone's in there, and we'll press play together. So hope to see people doing that as well. And thank you, Daijah, for joining me as my
Of course.
co-host this round and doing reading sprints. It was super fun. Everyone make sure to go check out her channel, linked down below in the description if you haven't yet. And yeah, hope everyone has a good rest of your night and a good rest of the readathon. And I will see you in the Discord. Bye, everyone.